Well, my test of doing my 5-mile hike was unsuccessful, and I actually got off trail again. I went to go see a doctor in the next town over, and they diagnosed me with a strained tendon. So not a sprained tendon, but a strained tendon in my leg right next to my shin. Today it has officially been 8 days off of the trail. This is my 7th zero, and I've been here for 8 days. Still here in Wrightwood, you can see behind me. It's feeling a lot better. I've had some compression, a lot of rest, ice on it. And my plan tomorrow morning is to hit the trail again. So not only did I injure myself, Racer X got the exact same injury in his shin, and he was here in Wrightwood for a couple days, and he's actually flying home to Washington, and he's gonna be off trail for about 2 weeks. And the people that I was rolling with, Foxtrot, Fat Pack, they're definitely quite a ways away. Hanging out in Wrightwood, I guess, has been okay. Spending a lot of time at the coffee shop. I got my hair cut, which I guess I needed to do, but I'm definitely 100% ready to get back on the trail. Today is Friday, April 27th. I had been off the trail for 8 days, and today I'm back. Started off this morning at the base of Mount Baden-Powell, and I'm just about to the summit. The shin feels pretty good so far, not giving me any problems, just kind of weak. I am so happy to be back out here. So far, so good on the shin. There's like a little twinge in there, but I really think that it's just because my leg and my ankle's so weak, because I've been off of it for 8 days. Well, I'm about 12 and a half miles in for the day, and my shin's not bothering me while I'm hiking, like climbing, hiking on a flat or descending, but man, when I stop, there's definitely a lot of aching in there. So I don't know how much farther that I'm gonna go today. I don't know if I'm gonna do 15 or go 18. Whenever I get up over this mountain, Mount Williamson, there's supposed to be another parking lot, and I think that I'm gonna hang out there for a minute, maybe rub out the muscle and just kind of see how it's doing. Well, I decided to stop at 15.3 miles for the day. First day back on the trail, and the first 10 miles, everything was feeling really good. My shin was feeling fine, no aches, no pains. There's a lot of climbing and a lot of descending today. And by the time I got into here, I'm not gonna lie, my shin hurts quite a bit. The new pad works. This morning I have a Taos Mountain Energy Bar, New Mexico, a Jif cup, because you gotta have that fat and protein, coffee. So, hot coffee's good, but you know, I actually really enjoy cold coffee on the trail. Not just because of weight savings, not carrying a stove, but I don't know, I just like having cold coffee. It's easier to drink, I can get my caffeine in me faster, it wakes me up faster. So, just like to dump it in the bottle, shake it up, boom, coffee is served.
Cold coffee. Now for breakfast, no matter what I'm eating, bar, oatmeal, whatever, I always dip it in peanut butter. Just gotta have those extra calories.
I just started a, I think, 2 to 3 mile road walk. It's a detour that goes around the endangered species yellow-legged frog habitat. So it's like I'm back on the Penelope Trail again, walking down these roads. But it's not bad. At least they're beautiful. A lot of awesome pine and just big mountain pass roads, so they're nice. The shin is already kind of twinging a little bit today. You know, the thing that I'm really trying to think about is it because it's weak and it's trying to strengthen back up? Is it because it's still injured? You know, not only is my shin hurting me, but from yesterday doing 15 after being off trail for 8 days, you know, my hip hurts a little bit, my knee hurts a little bit. So I'm getting those average leg aches and pains that hikers get. Almost done with the reroute. Been on this reroute for almost 5 miles now. And the last mile's really only been on trail. Aside from that, it was on nothing but road. And then kind of like a little paved path that went through a campground. There was supposed to be water on at the campground, but I guess they turned the faucet off. But the good thing is there's a stream that's flowing through this reroute, so I'm not without water. The shin is starting to feel surprisingly okay. Today I did put on an ankle brace that I found in a hiker box back in Wrightwood, and I threw it in my pack just in case I needed it. So I am wearing that, and I feel like that's kind of helping. I've also taken quite a bit of ibuprofen and Tylenol, so that could also be helping. But this reroute's really beautiful. It's kind of sad not to be on the PCT, but it's a beautiful non-PCT park. Yeah, 400. It's it's about 1:30. Just got done taking a 45-minute break, propped my feet up, ate some lunch, and I'm at 15 miles for the day already. Doing better than yesterday. Definitely still sore, still a little painful in that area. While I've been hiking, it hasn't really been bothering me. It's really only when I stop. So I think that I told myself that when I got here to this parking lot, this is the last time that the trail crosses Highway 2. So I told myself that when I got to this parking lot, if it was just unbearable to hike and it was painful, that this was going to be it and I was going to get off. But it's not unbearable to hike. It doesn't really bother me when I'm hiking so far. So I think I'm just going to keep going. Still trying to listen to my body, but right now my body is telling me it's not so bad, and as long as I put it up, massage it out, I keep getting rest and keep treating it the best way I can, my body's telling me it might be okay. Apparently I am hiking really close to a gun range, as I keep hearing shotgun. Always makes the hike interesting, you know, being out in the middle of nowhere and hearing gunshots and not really knowing which direction they're coming from. Every time I'm on a trail, I have to constantly hike next to, there's another one, constantly hike next to gun ranges. Just always makes the hike that much more interesting. Today ended up being a 22-mile day, and it was pretty good. I got into camp just a little before 5 o'clock, so 22 miles with a bum shin before 5 o'clock on the second day after having 8 days off. I feel pretty good about that. It's not hurting whenever I'm hiking anymore. It really only kind of hurts and it stiffens up whenever I stop hiking. But the good thing is when I stop hiking, I've been putting my feet up and kind of draining that bad blood out of there to put some good stuff back in. So I stopped at a campsite at mile 22 up here on this ridge, and camped next to a couple other hikers. I was kind of hoping to be alone tonight, actually. Last night was really great being by myself out on the trail. It was actually the first night that I've camped alone since I've been on the trail, so I kind of wanted to camp again tonight by myself, but I'm also happy to have the company. So I'm going to be cruising at this moderate pace that I've been rocking pretty much all the way until Agua Dulce. I've just really been kind of slowing down, taking my time a little bit more, not pushing so hard, watching my step, going slower on descents, going slower on the climbs, and I guess it's paying off. Hopefully the shin will continue to be like this and really only be sore and tight whenever I stop. As long as I'm not getting any pain while I'm hiking, I'm pretty happy with that. Got out of camp pretty early this morning. Earlier than what I typically start hiking. Usually get up at like 6 a.m. and start hiking by 7. But today for some reason I woke up at like 5:30 and started hiking about 6:30. So I took my time. Had a beautiful sunrise. And then I'm hiking a pretty big dry section starting off today. Not a lot of water, however this morning I did find a bit of a trickle from a spring that was supposed to be dried up, but I'll take it. Trickle's fine. There's a lot of poodle dog bush out here. For some of you that are not familiar with what poodle dog bush is, it's a thing out here in the Southwest or California or whatever, so you East Coast folks. It grows in burn areas. So I'm hiking through this big old burn area, not recently burnt, but burnt some time ago. And it's a pretty poisonous plant that if you rub it up on your skin, it creates a pretty gnarly rash, like worse than poison oak and worse than poison ivy and stuff. It can make you super sick, and it's all over the place out here. Well, I just filled up water at the Mill Creek Fire Station, crossing the Angeles Forest Highway, or Angels Forest Highway, or however you want to pronounce it. And now I have like a 20-something mile water carry. By the way, the new pad is great. It's really awesome to have a pad that doesn't leak and you have to wake up at 2, 3 in the morning and blow it back up. Long time coming, but it's good to have it.